in our next film, Professor Marston and the Wonder Woman, Luke Evans plays Professor William Marston, who is the creator, along with his wife, here played by Rebecca Hall, of the lie detector, and also the creator of Wonder Woman. So, inspired by a polyamorous relationship between him, his wife, and their understudy, played by Bella Heathcote, Professor Marston creates the Wonder Woman character and incorporates some of their personal relationship ideas into the character. And so what follows here is a bit of a drama, a bit of a romance, but really a tale of women empowerment. And this is directed by a woman, and this is it's a true story, very much a Hollywood version. If anyone looks up the real Professor Marston, he is not Luke Evans. But I highly enjoyed this film. This is actually one of my favorite films of last year, based on the acting. The dialogue is very, it's just very entertaining, well written, moments of comedy. But also, I really enjoyed what was portrayed here, at least explaining where he was coming, where Professor Marston was, his motivations behind incorporating, BDSM elements into the Wonder Woman comics, and in the relationships. This isn't usually my cup of tea as far as some of the I would say lessons they're trying to tell here, but some of the elements. But at the same time, I thought this was a really sexy film in moments, which I also was not expecting. Unlike a film like Imama Tamien, which I'm just going to keep bringing that film up. These scenes had both the build-up, which removed from sexual, mainly up to the conversations during the lie detectors, the build-up to them, and then when they were done, they were tastefully done. To I thought, again, I think it was a sexy film, but more than that, the message was really powerful. And that moment, which is in the trailer, where Bella Heathcote's character, where she steps out on stage dressed up like Wonder Woman, and then you see like where the visuals and stuff, like, but coming into her, like she was taking control of what she wanted and her sexuality and everything. Like, I thought it was, to me, is one of the most powerful moments on film last year. I love this film. It's a 3.5 stars out of 4 for me.
I agree with you on a number of things. The performances were strong, including Luke Evans, who I've never particularly found that captivating as an actor. He kind of usually blends into the background, but here he's found a part where you can really shine in. I do like its message of female empowerment. I do like its, honest and non-exploitative, giggle behind the curtains, or like, oh no, view of sexuality that you get in most American films. But I can't recommend the film for this reason, because I just thought, it just took the easy way out at every turn. It broached a number of interesting subjects, that it did treat tastefully, and including BDSM, female empowerment, polyamorous relationship, and it dealt with those subjects with such a level of maturity and non-judgment that I just
right. So This is why you're going to say you recommended. You misspoke, right? I mean,
let me finish. All right. I just think that it just settled for a lot of the dramatic beats of every conventional biopic, and I'm tempted to give this a mild recommendation because of the performances, and they were so strong. They really were. Bella Heathcote, she's been in some movies where she hasn't made much of an impression, like Dark Shadows and an Australian thriller called Acolytes, which is best ignored entirely because it was horrible. But she's very good. I liked how she kind of, fell in love with this, three-sided relationship and was going to do anything to keep it. And one thing I really enjoyed is that this, William Marston, he's not presented as some sort of huge pervert like Warren Jeffs. This is definitely a three-way relationship, where everyone's on an equal playing field. I like that, but I just felt like, for example, I just didn't think it really attacked the material it was addressing with a lot of vigor and depth. And there's another movie called Kinsey, another biopic that dealt with a lot of the similar material. It was about this sex researcher, Alfred Kinsey, that I thought attacked sex and the emotions behind it in a much more frank and honest fashion. And I just didn't think this matched up. I mean, I'm certainly not going to tell anyone to stay away from this movie. If they are encouraged to check it out based on your enthusiastic recommendation, go right ahead. If you're interested in this movie, you will not hear me ever say, avoid this movie. I'm just not as enthusiastic about it as you are.
Okay. I felt like you mentioned it's a biopic and it has to hit certain beats, but I felt like it really didn't always just take the easy way out. I felt like they didn't have to show the strife that a polyamorous having more than two people in a relationship causes, and they did that.
Right.
And I love how it wrapped into, because he's a psychologist, and I love how it wrapped into his theory that he had, and I thought it was such in-depth storytelling to where if it had just been about female empowerment, and I felt like it brought together these ideas of sexuality, relationships, female empowerment, and did them all so well, all while entertaining you with just really sharp dialogue. It looks great. The film does.
Oh, it does. Yes.
The acting, that again,
the performances are very strong. They're wonderful.
Yeah, it was one of my favorite films. So I just felt like the notes that they hit really well for me, and I didn't feel, and I didn't know where it was going. Not because I didn't know the story of the Professor Marston, but because I didn't realize how it was going to get past the points that were being made by the parent council.
Exactly
what he was saying, and how things were going to work out in the relationship when it hit rocky parts.
Right.
So I really enjoyed it, and again, so it was one of my top films for last year. But are you saying a mild recommendation or a mild not recommendation?
Mild not recommendation. I thought the psychology of emotions that he went on and on about throughout the film, particularly at the beginning, I didn't think that was conveyed very well. I thought a lot of I love Rebecca Hall. I really do. She's superstardom for her is a foregone conclusion. It's just a matter of when the right role is gonna come to her. I thought she even saved some of the really unbelievable and not credible things that her character does, like getting mad, not mad, mad, not mad at Valley Heathcote's character. I thought I would have and really she does a great job in this. I would have expected a film like this to maybe, since she is the prototypical feminist in this film. Exactly. I liked how she was also the least comfortable with this kind of arrangement. Right. I like that part.
Right. And she was like, she had to battle her own feminist ideals.
Exactly.
For what Bella Heathcote's character was experiencing. So again, that was something that showed me that it wasn't what the typical route. With her, and she has her moments of redemption.
But you've got like the neighbor walking in, to them having doing role playing by accident, like, oh come on.
Yeah.
And then you've got the neighbor calling them perverts, and they fight, yada yada yada, and then they break up. It's like, oh please, you know. And then it's just like I had a lot of moments like that. I also thought that the dialogue could have had a little bit more meat to it, you know, for lack of a better term. It could have had a little bit more punch, a little bit more depth. You know, it kind of just stayed on the surface level. It's like it was presented the ideas. Okay, now really go into them. I just didn't think it did that. So I mean, it's a close call, but I can't give it a wholehearted recommendation. But at the same time, if someone is really interested in it based on what you said, go right ahead.
All right. You know, I think I'm starting to forget that I'm the conservative in this movie review duo at times. I just find very interesting here that I think this is a film written to appeal to more liberal moviegoers.
Maybe that's because this all this sexuality of an unconventional sort is written and portrayed with a total lack of judgment. It never it basically says that this is how they are, this is how they live, and either you like it or you don't, but it doesn't cast it in any sort of light. I really appreciated that, because a lot of movies, particularly American Hollywood movies, they kind of like either they have to justify it or they just kind of use it to kind of like sex up a movie, like in Basic Instinct or Showgirls,
And I felt like because it was an important part of the story, I felt like it showed just enough. It didn't completely pull back, but it didn't exploit it either.
Exactly. So mild mixed review for Professor Marston and the Wonder Women.